Hello, everyone. The Social Security Administration does not apply identical rules across the board to every single person. And I do not mean that in a broad or general sense. I mean it in a very precise and specific way. Depending on the particular year you were born, your full retirement age is entirely different. The errors that can permanently shrink your monthly payment are different. The hidden opportunities currently available to you are different. And the specific threats facing your retirement income are different. What is unfolding in 2026 is that people across every single birth year category are either collecting less than they are genuinely entitled to, or are on the verge of making a decision they will never be able to reverse, simply because no one ever sat down and explained what the actual rules are for their particular situation. Today, I am going to do precisely that. Locate your group, pay close attention to what is relevant to you, and by the time this video concludes, you will know exactly what to examine and what steps to take. Before we dive in, hit subscribe on this channel right now and switch the notification bell on. The regulations surrounding Social Security shift constantly, and when those shifts happen, the SSA does not send you a personal letter of explanation. They update the policy and fully expect you to already be aware of it. The people who subscribe here find out before deadlines slip by and before costly errors have already been made. Subscribe now and let us get into it. Let me begin by walking you through why your birth year carries so much weight, because this is the foundation on which everything else rests. Social Security calculates your monthly payment amount, your full retirement age, your penalty for filing early, and your reward for delaying, all based on the specific year in which you were born. Two individuals who worked the exact same number of years, brought home the exact same income, and retired at the exact same age can walk away with entirely different monthly checks for the remainder of their lives, simply because one of them was born in 1954 and the other was born in 1960. That is not a rumor circulating online or a common misunderstanding. That is how the system was deliberately constructed. And once you are clear on which group you belong to, the precise rules that govern your situation become far easier to understand. Group 1. Born between 1943 and 1954. You are currently between 72 and 83 years of age. You have been receiving Social Security benefits for some time now. Your full retirement age was 66, and a large number of people within this group have come to believe there is nothing remaining to review or improve. That assumption is actively costing some of you real dollars every single month. The first area people in this group need to examine is whether they are drawing the correct benefit. A meaningful number of widows and widowers within this age range are collecting based on their own retirement record, when they would actually receive considerably more by switching to their deceased spouse's record, or the reverse situation applies. The survivor benefit available to a widow or widower can reach as high as 100% of what the late spouse was receiving at the time of death. If you experience the loss of a spouse and have not specifically requested that SSA compare both figures and confirm you are currently on the higher one, there is a genuine possibility you have been leaving money uncollected for years on end. This is not a complicated or drawn-out process. You simply phone SSA at 1-800-772-1213, ask them to retrieve both benefit amounts, and request that your benefit be transferred to the higher record if that applies to your situation. One single phone call, one permanent change. The second item for this group involves the Social Security Fairness Act, which came into effect in January of 2025 and eliminated two long-standing provisions, the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset, that had for decades been cutting Social Security benefits for individuals who also drew a government pension. If any portion of your working years was spent as a teacher, police officer, firefighter, federal government worker, or any other public sector employee, this legislation may have increased your monthly benefit and generated a retroactive lump sum payment covering the year 2024. The average back payment received has come out to approximately $6,710. The SSA has been working through these adjustments throughout 2025 and continuing into 2026, but not every eligible recipient has seen the correction appear yet. Sign into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov and review your current benefit amount carefully. If it has not gone up since early 2025 and you previously received a government pension, contact SSA directly and ask specifically about your WEP and GPO adjustment. The third issue is Medicare. If your income happened to be elevated in 2024 due to the sale of a property, a significant IRA distribution, or any kind of one-time payment, Medicare may currently be billing you extra on your Part B premium based on that older income figure. These additional charges, referred to as IRMAA surcharges, can tack on anywhere from $70 to more than $440 per person every month on top of the standard $174.90 monthly premium. If your income has since come back down because that was a one-time occurrence, you have the right to file an appeal using Form SSA 44 and potentially have those surcharges eliminated going forward. The form can be downloaded at no cost from ssa.gov. People within this group who successfully complete this process are saving somewhere between $1,000 and $5,000 annually. Who in this group can feel most confident moving forward? Those who have already confirmed their survivor benefit situation and verified they are drawing from the higher record. Those who received their WEP and GPO correction and watch their monthly payment increase, and those who are not currently paying IRMAA surcharges or who have already submitted an appeal and had those charges removed. Group 2, born between 1955 and 1959. You are currently between 67 and 71 years of age. This is the most pivotal group heading into 2026 because the rules are genuinely different for every individual birth year within this range, and the vast majority of people have no idea what their specific number actually is. Here is the complete full retirement age breakdown for this group, laid out precisely. If you were born in 1955, your full retirement age is 66 years and 2 months. Born in 1956, it is 66 years and 4 months. Born in 1957, it is 66 years and 6 months. Born in 1958, it is 66 years and 8 months. Born in 1959, it is 66 years and 10 months. That is your number. Not simply 66, not simply 67, your own specific month. And if you filed for Social Security before reaching that precise month, your benefit was permanently reduced by a fractional percentage for every single month you claimed ahead of schedule. On a benefit of $2,000 per month, filing even 6 months early can translate to a reduction of $60 per month for the rest of your life. Spread across 20 years of retirement, that adds up to $14,400 lost from a 6-month window that nobody took the time to explain clearly. This group is also navigating the earnings test in 2026. If someone in this range filed before their full retirement age and is currently still employed, the income threshold this year stands at $24,480. For every $2 earned above that ceiling, SSA holds back $1 from your benefit payment. Most people who go through this experience believe that money has simply vanished. It has not. Once you reach your full retirement age, SSA recalculates your benefit and credits you for all the months during which payments were withheld, and your ongoing monthly amount increases permanently from that point forward. The earnings test functions as a deferral, not a punishment. But without that understanding, the withheld payments feel like a permanent loss. For individuals in this group who have not yet filed, it is worth taking time to understand the mathematics of waiting. Every month you delay past your full retirement age adds 0.2% to your benefit permanently. Extended across 3 full years between full retirement age and age 70, that represents a 24% permanent boost. On a $2,000 monthly benefit, that translates to $480 additional dollars every single month for the rest of your life. And because every future cost of living adjustment is calculated as a percentage of your base benefit, a larger starting amount means every COLA increase delivers more actual dollars to your pocket. Group 3, born between 1960 and 1965. You are currently between 61 and 66 years of age. For this entire group without exception, full retirement age is now exactly 67. This represents the final step of a change originally set in motion back in 1983, and 2026 is the year it becomes permanently locked in. There are no additional scheduled increases beyond age 67 under the law as it currently stands. But what this finalization means specifically for your group is that the penalty for filing early has now reached its historical peak. Claiming benefits at 62 with a full retirement age of 67 permanently reduces your monthly check by 30%. On a $2,000 monthly benefit, that means $600 less arriving in your account every single month for the rest of your life. Over 20 years of retirement compared to simply waiting until 67, you would receive $144,000 less in cumulative income. Compared to waiting all the way until 70, that gap expands to more than $259,000. The SSA will process your early claim without ever alerting you to this in concrete dollar terms. They will ask whether you understand your benefit will be reduced. You confirm that you do, the application moves forward, and that reduced figure becomes your permanent baseline from that moment on. There is also something this group almost never hears about. If you are already past your full retirement age of 67 and have not yet submitted your Social Security application, you may have the ability to request up to 6 months of retroactive payments delivered as a lump sum when you do eventually file. On an average benefit of $2,176 per month, 6 months amounts to more than $12,000 arriving alongside your very first payment. There is a trade-off involved. Your effective start date shifts back in time, which modestly reduces your ongoing monthly amount going forward. Whether that lump sum is worth accepting, that trade depends entirely on your individual circumstances. The critical point is that this option exists, and SSA will not bring it up unless you specifically ask about it. And for those within this group currently between the ages of 61 and 63, specifically those born in 1963, 1964, or 1965, there is a retirement savings window open right now that permanently closes the moment you turn 64. The Secure 2.0 Act established what is known as a super catch-up contribution for workers who are exactly between the ages of 60 and 63. In 2026, if you fall within that age range and remain employed, you are eligible to contribute up to $34,750 to your 401k compared to $30,500 available to other workers over the age of 50. 3 years of contributions made at this elevated level can add more than $100,000 in tax-advantaged retirement savings before that window shuts permanently. If you are 61, 62, or 63 at this moment, confirm with your HR department that the Super Catch-Up option is available within your specific plan and take full advantage of it this year without delay. For people in this group who are still 5 or 6 years away from claiming, the single highest value action available to you right now is reviewing your earnings record at ssa.gov. Pull up your Social Security statement and compare the earnings listed for every year on file against your own W-2 forms or personal tax returns. Any year where the record is inaccurate, meaning a figure lower than what you genuinely earned, or a zero showing up during a year when you were actively employed, reduces your eventual monthly benefit by roughly $100 permanently. Identifying and correcting those errors now while your documentation is still accessible and you still have years remaining before you file represents the single highest return action available to anyone currently sitting in this group. Group 4, born in 1966 or later, you are 60 years of age or younger. Your full retirement age is 67. Filing at 62 carries a 30% permanent reduction. Holding out until 70 delivers up to 24% more than your full benefit amount permanently. Those figures are set in stone for your generation. But what remains unsettled and what your generation in particular needs to actively monitor right now falls into 3 distinct areas. First, if you just turned 60 in 2026, meaning you were specifically born in 1966, you are stepping into the super catch-up contribution window we just covered in the discussion of Group 3. In 2026, you qualify for the elevated 401k contribution limit of $34,750. Take full advantage of it. You have 4 years spanning ages 60 through 63 to extract maximum benefit before that window closes behind you. If you are currently younger than 60, this window is approaching on your horizon. Mark the date on your calendar now and begin aligning your finances so you can contribute at the maximum level the instant you become eligible. Second, your earnings record. The Social Security Administration has been logging your payroll data since the very first job you ever held. That data originated with your employers. And throughout every year of that long process, there were ample opportunities for something to go wrong. An incorrect number submitted by an employer, a year that was somehow missed entirely, a stretch of self-employment income that was not reported with full accuracy. For your generation, which includes workers who were active during the 1980s, 1990s, and 2000s, when payroll processing systems were far less consistent and reliable than they are today, there is a genuine probability that at least 1 year in your official record does not accurately capture what you actually earned. Every such year costs approximately $100 per month in future benefit, permanently. Log into SSA.gov, access your Social Security statement, and cross-reference every single year against whatever personal records you still have on hand. That documentation is considerably easier to locate today than it will be 15 or 20 years from now when you are ready to file. Third, the trust fund situation. In February of 2026, the Congressional Budget Office shifted its projected depletion date for the Social Security Trust Fund forward by 1 full year, now placing it at 2032. That is 6 years from this moment. If Congress fails to take corrective action before that date arrives, Social Security will only be capable of paying approximately 77 cents out of every dollar of scheduled benefits, funded entirely by incoming payroll tax revenue. That translates to an automatic across-the-board reduction of 23% for every single recipient on the rolls at that time. For your generation, many members of which have not yet claimed benefits and are counting on Social Security to play a meaningful role in their overall retirement picture, this represents the most significant long-range financial risk currently on the horizon. This does not mean Social Security is collapsing or ceasing to exist. It means your generation stands to gain the most from remaining engaged and informed, and stands to lose the most from simply assuming the situation will work itself out without any active attention on your part. So here is the complete summary organized by group. If you were born between 1943 and 1954, take steps to verify your survivor benefit situation. Confirm whether your WEP and GPO correction has actually been applied to your account and determine whether you are currently being charged. IMAA, surcharges that may be eligible for appeal. If you were born between 1955 and 1959, learn your exact full retirement age down to the specific month. Understand clearly that any earnings test withholding is returned to you after you reach full retirement age, and carefully calculate what delayed credits are genuinely worth before making any claiming decision. If you were born between 1960 and 1965, take time to genuinely understand what a 30% permanent reduction means when expressed in real dollar figures over your lifetime. Ask about the retroactive lump sum option if you are already past 67 and have not yet submitted your application. And review your earnings record right now while corrections can still be made in time. And if you were born in 1966 or later, take full advantage of the Super Catch-up contribution window if you are currently between 60 and 63 years old. Verify your earnings record now while your supporting documentation is still within reach, and commit to staying informed and current on the trust fund timeline as it continues to develop. Subscribe and share this video with someone in your life who belongs to one of these groups.